Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we back in the studio again with another great episode for you. And you already know who I got with me, the ultimate, the living legend, the man himself, Mr.
Donovan
Jackson.
Lamar.
Lamar, I love it. You thought the middle name, huh?
Yes, sir. No Kendrick.
Yeah, you better than me, bro. Look, I think my middle name was one of the biggest secrets I kept for a long time. Like, it was like something like, yo, you gotta actually know me to learn my middle name. Mm-hmm. You know, I wasn't just dropping it in the streets.
I always liked the ring to it too, though.
What?
Your middle name?
Oh, yeah, Delane? Yeah, it's beautiful, bro. Yeah, it's beautiful. And I always spell it a certain way, too. I always do the D, capital D, lowercase e, capital L, A-N-E. So I always do that on purpose now because it makes you feel French.
Yeah.
You know, oui, yeah.
Puts the punch on both of the words and everything, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, you know, it makes it feel a little more just, I don't know, make it feel a little more exotic. I don't know what it is.
Right.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, so, ladies and gentlemen, we got a great episode coming for you guys today. And unfortunately, we don't have a very special guest with us today. But this episode is actually sponsored by a very special person in our lives, Mr. 1-3 himself.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, man, I appreciate you for sponsoring this episode, bro. You know, make sure to check out his SoundCloud. Very hot beats dropping all the time. If you guys want to rap on one of his beats, please reach out to him. You know what I'm saying? He's practicing his recording. He's still stepping his game up. And if he can always use the practice. So,
yes, sir. Always.
Yes, collaborations, we're looking for it. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to grow.
Get some experience for both of us.
Exactly. So please check out 1-3's SoundCloud. You want to shout the SoundCloud real quick, bro?
The SoundCloud's going to be NXIII. Again, that's going to be NX with 3 I's. You can find me there, or if you have me on Instagram at Donovan L. Jackson, DONOVANLJACKSON. You can find the links to the podcast, my Instagram page, and then I also have a link that has all the platforms that I'm on.
Yep.
So yeah, Go check me out, please.
Yes, please check them out, man. Don't miss out. You're gonna be mad later down the road. Like, damn, man, I actually got 1B3. It's a long time ago.
For real.
Now he charging $20,000. Fuck.
They're a bit different. Just try to make a new wave. That's all I gotta say.
Exactly. Nah, you making it. I'll tell you that. You making it, brother. So today's episode, bro, I want to talk a little about a subject that I felt we always talk about, you know, but I felt we never really focused on it truly, you know.
Yeah.
So for today's topic, I want to talk about what it is to be open-minded. You know, I feel open-minded is a word that is dropped all the time, you know, and I feel sometimes it can be dropped negatively as well as positively, of course.
Yes.
So, excuse me. Yeah, I had FM. But yeah, so I just kind of want to talk about being open-minded, and what really made me want to have this conversation is, so what really made me want to talk about this topic was a TED Talk that I heard titled "What Nobody Told You About Happiness," and the girl that was speaking was an Indian girl named Sasha. And long story short, a little bit about her story is pretty much she went to she's a dancer. She likes to dance, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's her art form. Mm-hmm. And she wanted to, you know, start giving back to the community, so she decided to go to a school of blind children and teach them how to dance.
Oh, wow.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Very, very interesting. And, you know, originally it was like in the back of her mind, how are we going to do this? You know, what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I don't want to drop all her story. I would love if you guys go listen to it yourself because it was a very great speech. You know, she shared her story greatly. But more of her story was really to stay open-minded and, you know, just, you know, be open-minded to everything that comes and just focus on your ultimate goal. Because at the end of the day, that's what truly matters, you know, not how you get to the goal, but the goal. And it just really made me think of like, that's kind of like how life is, you know. We have to really learn how to be open-minded because when you hold on too tight to certain things, it messes you up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The idea of not being able to let go of certain thought patterns and stuff like that, and you stay stuck in these realms, you know?
Right. And so something I want to touch on, just like the certain phrasing that you used, is like how to be open-minded, because there's a lot of caveats that come with that. You just, in general, you just don't want to be too open-minded to where you're absorbing everything, but we can touch upon that later.
Exactly. No, you know, I actually wrote that down.
Yeah.
So we got that perfectly. So let's start off with the definition of open-minded. The definition of open-minded is willing to consider new ideas. unprejudiced. So I think that right there is like a beautiful definition of a simple word or a combination of words. Open, pretty much open, free space, and then minded, which is your mind, of course. So, so for when you hear the words open-minded, bro, what do you think of?
Usually just not placing, like a prejudice type of connotation to it, but not trying to condemn or like completely just not take into consideration different ideas, values, ways of doing things, ways of life. Just really being open to learning more about it. I don't have to necessarily agree, but I can, be open to experience or just knowledge in general, and just know how other people or other things happen in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I love it on that, and that's how I feel about it. I feel it's the thought of just, being open to hear what people have to say, whether I agree with it or not, and I think that's one of the big things that I always got from being open-minded, because I took this class in college, listening 101, and, they always taught us that a lot of people don't listen to the conversation fully. Second you hear something you don't like, you come up with your rebuttal and you hold it.
Right.
And it's like, I feel once you do that, you're no longer open-minded now. You shut your mind off because you want to contradict and fight back to whatever you just heard, And I think being open-minded comes with that ability to listen to the full conversation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Listen to the full statement. Listen to the full response that the person is giving you.
Especially when, like, once you do cut that option off in terms of listening to the rest of the conversation, you're cutting off of the dimensions of that point of view.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I've been learning too. Everybody has different communication styles,
Too, yeah.
And it's like, prime example, our brother Doug. Love my brother Def. Shout out bro Doug. Check out his HVAC company. Growing up big, him on Facebook. But, Doug, when he talks sometimes, it's like, you have to be patient with Doug talks, because Doug has a lot in his mind that he has to get off his chest.
Yeah.
And, his story is not going to be a short story. You know what I'm saying? It's an elaborate story. It's usually a beautiful, funny-ass story, you know what I'm saying? But you got to be prepared to listen to a story, because Doug can talk sometimes, Doug can sometimes ramble. But then at the same time, like I said, me saying the word ramble, I feel it's me not being open-minded to him, because that's just Doug's communication style.
Yeah.
And usually when I fight myself and be like, nah, let me listen to what bro has to say, I learn something. I learned something about him, learned something about whatever the hell he's talking about.
Right.
And then I feel complete too, because I feel like he was listening to. You know what I'm saying? And he feels it too. He feels like, I was listening to, not cut off.
Right.
So I think that's a big thing about it.
It just helps with that connection in terms of everything around you at that point.
Right.
And I mean, like, shoot, when on the flip side, when you're saying whatever you have to say, you hope that you're being, like, listened to and, like, actually internalized for the other party for what you're saying, because otherwise it's like, I'd rather talk to a brick wall.
Right, exactly. No, and that's real. Like, me too. Like, sometimes I can get on some deep stuff, or like sometimes I have an idea and it's hard for me to get out, and I'll be hoping that sometimes I'll say some stuff, I'm like, man, I hope you don't take this the wrong way. I need you to take this with a grain of salt, with an open mind, you know, because I might say something that might shake your world a little bit or make you think a little bit and question some stuff, so like with somebody like me, I know that I need people that talk to me and want to communicate with me and get to that deep factor to start with an open mind, because I might shake your world a little bit, based off some stuff that we talk about.
I feel like one of the key aspects that go into open-mindedness, which is kind of rare depending on like what your circle or who you hang out with or something like that, but it's throwing away temporarily putting your ego to the side, and not, like, if somebody's explaining something or you may not agree with it, okay, understand that you just don't agree with it, but put your ego to the side and stop trying to tell them what necessarily you would do, and just be open to hear what they have to say and understand, or attempt to understand why they did or said what they did.
Right, exactly. No, I think that's beautiful, bro. Like, set your ego to the side, and I think that right there is, you actually led to my next question of what do you have to do to be open-minded?
Yeah.
And we talked about listening, but I think that was a bomb topic to say put your ego to the side too, because a lot of people, like I said, they can't put their ego to the side. They feel that what they say is right, or what they've been taught is the only way that things should be taught.
Right.
You know, and you know, we experience stuff like that every single day.
All the time.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you really have to learn how to put that ego to the side and understand where this person's coming from, or just really just listen. You know,
honestly,
see what's happening.
If you want to like dive deeper into like, I guess, to a degree of how like you would mechanically do this, quote unquote, but learn to look at things objectively rather than subjectively. And you can have an open mind and still have your stance on something, but explain it of why you feel or think that way in an objective way.
Right.
Rather than just like, oh yeah, I just always did this and this is always how it works, so you should do it that way. Like that's not really being open-minded, because first you didn't really address their side or just like the things are the many possibilities of like how it could go. Right. Rather than like, hey, well, I mean, I've done it this way and I can understand why you did it that way, and I mean, there may be like another way over here, but usually if you're going to do that, this is probably what's going to happen, you know, but I mean, hey, give it a shot. Right. You know? Yeah. And that's what I feel like was being open-minded, because you have to take yourself out of that situation. Right. You know?
Yeah, no, and I fully agree. Like I was gonna say, I like how you use word mechanically, or something you can do, and something I want to add to that would be take a deep breath, bro. Yeah. You know, I think a lot of times people get into conversations, and you know, we have this flight or flight response that we're naturally bred with, being human beings, you know, but that was really made for us when we were living in caves and chasing lions and shit for dinner. Right. You know what I'm saying? So now the flight or fight response can flux at any moment, and definitely in heated arguments or conversations that make you uncomfortable, you know? Right. And a lot of people, when they want to fight, it's like, yo, I need you to take that deep, or you want to flight, you know, take that deep breath for a second and calm down and be like, just conversation, or you know, relax myself. It's not that serious, you know.
Exactly that.
Yeah, so that's one thing I do a lot. Sometimes the days my coworkers they're not talking something about that like I want to agree against, but something I want to comment on. But I'm like, let me be open-minded, let me just hear where this conversation goes. Right. You know, and 9 10 times the conversation falls off a cliff and disappears. You know what I'm saying?
Well, shoot, sometimes you hit the gold mine and it's like, oh, that's never where I thought this was going to go, but I've learned something, I experienced something, you know?
Exactly. You know, for real talk, I have experienced something. So now let's go into the negatives of being open-minded. So my first topic I want to talk about is how is the word be open-minded used in a negative way, in your thoughts?
I feel like it's kind of like a coercion tactic, like a
you think exactly what I'm thinking. Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead
like,
and finish it.
Because usually it's one of those things where it's like, oh, if I'm a real person, I don't have to tell other people I'm a real person, but if I am, then it seems very ingenuous. It's like if I'm usually telling people to be open-minded, or, you know, oh, I'm open-minded, blah, 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 I've done all this, it's like closing off the idea that it's just kind of pointing to the fact that you're not open-minded, because you're not accepting their preferences or their experiences or their point of view, and you're telling them to be open-minded just because they don't accept it. Yes. Now, the fact is, it's like, if they sat through you telling your point of view and, you know, just like, hey, that's just not the way I would do it, I would say that's true open-mindedness. I shouldn't have to force them to get into my wavelength.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. No, I think I think that's beautiful, because like a lot of people use it as a contradiction. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll give out your whole debate, and then they'll come out, okay, well, you know, you're not being open-minded with that thought because you're not thinking my way. And it's like, well, no, you're not being open-minded because you just shot down my way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what like makes it bad, when people shoot down you say be open-minded to shoot down whatever topic you just gave, pretty much saying that you gave the topic not being open-minded.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
and it goes back to what you like on the type of wavelength you said before, like take a breath.
Yes.
Like you first off, you didn't take the time to like internalize how you would go through it, or you just didn't give yourself enough time to actually try it,
Or you stopped listening a long time ago.
or you stopped listening a long time ago. Yeah, it's one of those three cases usually.
Yes, exactly.
So it's just, I don't know. It's a balance type thing, but just don't try to. The part of being open minded is just don't force others. You don't force your ideas onto other people either.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, I agree with you on that one. So, and then you actually led to the topic I wanted to say. I hate the term of. I hate when people say be open-minded, but then so they say be open-minded, give advice, but then because you don't follow it, they mad now, and it's like, yo, well, you just told me to be open-minded. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you start off the conversation by saying be open-minded, or telling somebody to have an open mind, or think about it, or it's your choice, or whatever it is. You have to. You can't be upset what I do after that then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you told me to be open-minded, so that lets me know that you're open-minded, quote unquote. So that means whether I take whatever you said or not, I should be able to do what I want to do still, right?
Right. And again, it feels like a low-key kind of manipulation type tactic.
Yeah, exactly. Very manipulative. Manipulative, yes.
And it could be more like extroverted or introverted in terms of that manipulation in a sense. And or you don't have to know that you're doing it sometimes, but it's just let them do what they want to do. Usually, like, I give advice to my friends and stuff like that. I'm open to what they do. I wouldn't make some of the decisions that they would do, but hey, here's this, here's that, here's what I think about it. But I mean, again, it's up to you at the end of the day, and you're not going to learn the lesson that you should if you don't do what you're going to do. Right. But when I hear they did the option that most likely led to
something else,
their demise in that situation, it's like, I mean, I told them, but I mean, they had to learn. Right. So I'm gonna let them do them. I'm not mad at them.
I'm gonna let you do what you have to do, and I'm not gonna hold it over your head. Yeah. We gonna move on for this. I'm open-minded now. Like, okay, well, now let's figure out this solution now.
And then if it comes to the point where it's like encroaching upon my boundaries or something like that, then I can just let it go.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I may be upset, but I can't be upset at the decision that they chose. I just have to be upset at the situation and move past it.
Right.
So
no, and I think you said something great right there, the boundaries idea of it, because I feel when you have your boundaries in check, being open-minded is way easier.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because you understand you understand the level of I'm gonna let you in. Like just because we're having a conversation and it's going a different way doesn't mean I have to take all the thoughts that you gave me or you just dropped just now and now this has to be life, or I don't have to hold it against you like, I can't believe this person thinks this way and stuff like that.
It's just the way they think.
Yeah.
It's just the way the life is.
Exactly, and I'm gonna keep you on your boundaries still though. Okay, well, you still over there on that rock, so it's like I'm not gonna stress you. I love you to death, but we just think differently,
You learn to cap your curiosity.
Yes, I love that. Cap your curiosity.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thought right there. So that actually leads me to my next question is, does open-mindedness have a limit?
Yes, once you learn them. Okay, I mean, like, I can just relate it to my own experience with like substance use. When I was up in Reno and like just like fresh young adult stuff, like now I can actually do my own things on my own time.
Right.
I mean, I was very open-minded to many different experiences. Some of those experiences was dope and led to some great things, and other ones long term ended up being bad.
Right.
But after I learned that, then I realized similar scenarios that may pop up and choose not to do it. Yeah, I may be curious, but I'm not going to be, I can't allow myself to be so open-minded to possibly lay myself in another trap. And it goes back to the boundaries that I keep with myself.
Right.
And am I going to place those boundaries so I don't end up in a destructive situation again just because I reflected and learned upon my mistakes?
Right.
Or am I just still going to be so open-minded that I'm just going to, just lose myself?
Right.
I'm too floaty. I'm too in the air. I'm just flowing with everything.
Whatever's going on.
And now I have no control.
Exactly. No, I think that right there, you kind of said what I was about to say. The idea of being open-minded but weighed down in your values still. Because I feel same thing, boundaries and values. When you have your life values set and your boundaries set, being open-minded is easy because you'll know how far you're willing to go.
Yes.
Like you said,
cap the curiosity.
Yeah, cap the curiosity. Like, let's use a wild example right now. Your friend saying, "Oh yeah, man, I need, we need to make some money, bro. Let's make some money. Let's start off washing cars." Okay, I wouldn't thought about washing cars, but I'm open-minded to that.
Yeah.
And I'm not hurting nobody or nothing. Let's wash some cars. This money ain't coming fast enough. Let's go knock this bank over.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand you guys want a lot of money, but you know what? I feel morally wrong doing that, so I'm not gonna go that far. You know what I'm saying?
And you still took the time to understand why they wanted to do that, and you respect their decision, because I'm not gonna control their life and say, "Hey, we ain't robbing no bank."
Right.
But y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do. I'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'll let y'all do it.
I'm not cool with this.
Yeah, I'm not cool with this, and I'm gonna step away.
Yes.
And that's why I feel the idea that you have your limitations. So, you know what? Nah, that's breaking my values though too much, so I'm not about to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's something right there people should really focus on, the idea of be open-minded, but don't be easily persuaded.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be easily persuaded to the point where you feel you have to do, just because they opened your mind, now you have to do that.
Right.
And it's like, no.
Because not every idea is a good idea.
Yes.
There's so much stuff out there that we can see, not see, and if we just keep that door open for everything to walk in, then don't be surprised when everything, including some negative things, walk in too.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. When the door is that wide open, you never know what's gonna walk in. You have to make your filter to the point of, that's negative, I don't want that, you go over there. Positive, come on in. That's not a good idea to me. So
Right.
I love that. And what you just said just stopped me of a quote I want to drop. You don't have to think, you don't have to say everything you think. No, you don't have to believe everything you think. You don't have to say everything you think. And you don't have to do everything you feel.
Yes.
I said it wrong, but you get what I'm saying, though. You get the principle of it. Like, just because you feel that way doesn't mean you have to actually do it.
Right. It's like literally put your thoughts on trial and decide, like, what this will be and what the consequences will be afterwards. It's open-mindedness to me kind of seems more like assessment, proper assessment.
Yes.
Rather than like, proper assessment, because you can't assess anything you won't let in.
Right.
But you have to assess what should come in and what shouldn't. So
exactly. Like you said, this might come in, but do you keep it in there? How long do you hold on to it for? So let it go. I love it, man. I love it. So one of my next questions is what is a true benefit of having an open mind then?
I feel it just opens up this world, this reality to us, in different just facets. I mean, you can find a new business partner just by being open-minded, like case in point with shout out Afton.
Yes.
But just random group chat.
Yes.
And then somebody that I've never met or seen before says something about some business. I was open-mindedness to possibly just throw out something that I need help with. I know I need help with what you're asking for, and then next thing you know, there's a connection right there.
Right.
And it ended up working out. If I wasn't open-minded enough to trust people that I may or may not know, given the circumstance, then that door would have never been open.
Right.
Or I would never have seen it.
Right.
So that way it closes off my opportunities, what I want to do, what I'm able to do within my life.
Yes.
And then, you're capping yourself too much.
Yes.
If you don't.
Yes. No, I 100% agree with you, man. Like, you close your mind off or not being open-minded to new ideas, new thoughts. You never know where your world can take you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know me, I try to listen to new books all the time. I listen to all different type of TED Talks. Some of them I listen to, and I'm like, it was good. Some of them I listen to, I'm like, man, this guy is on point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Right.
and then some of them I listen to, it really makes me think, like, I never thought about it that way before, you know, and I think that's how this whole TED Talk got brought to play, you know, or whole TED Talk, I'm sorry, podcast episode, because I was just listening to her TED Talk and I was being open-minded with it, and it really like hit me differently, and I was like, I like this idea, you know what I'm saying? I like what she said with this, so that's how being open-minded brought me an episode.
And
you know,
high key, when you hit me with the idea, I was like, that's not the original format that I had when I wanted to do a podcast and stuff like that. But I mean, I was open-minded enough to share the vision with you and adjust accordingly. And then honestly, I don't think I would have had it any other way.
Right, exactly. Or like how with the Afton girl, I could have been closed-minded, like, I don't know that girl.
Yeah.
I don't want to help me out, you know, but it's like, nah, I'm a bro, trust her. Let's see what happens. And she funny. She got a cool idea in mind, you know. I'm ready to see. I can't wait to see what it's about to look like. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got to do our homework now. We good. Write that down, homework. But yeah, man, I love it. And you know, so it kind of just takes me back to, we kind of going full circle now, back to the TED Talk episode that we talked about. That's why I kept saying it. But you know, so she has this point in her TED Talk where she talks about you know, the main goal was to dance, you know, teach the blind kids how to dance. That was the ultimate goal, right? You know, they had times where the speakers went out and they had no music to dance to. And then she was like, oh my God, we got to cancel practice today because we have no speakers. And then somebody's like, oh, the girls want to sing. Like, the girls want to sing? What are you talking about? Yeah. And then she's like, well, let me just keep an open mind and see what happens. And they had a great dance session that day because the girls are blind, they're singing, but they're singing with rhythm, and boom, now they dance and they used to have a good, they bonded. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happened, whatever positive effect came off, it was able to still be accomplished.
And that's how you make magic.
Right, exactly. And then she had another small story that she was talking about. She met with the principal of the school. Let's say it's a principal, I can't make the exact terms. But the dude was like, you know, so she went with a friend, and then the friend was like, oh, hi, yeah, we want to teach the kids to dance. And then the principal was like, okay, are you going to have male or female teachers? He was like, whatever you prefer. You know, okay, are you going to need this type of room and that type of room? Whatever you prefer. You know, okay, is this going to happen, that going to happen? Whatever you prefer. Yeah. And the girl was like, the main character, she was mad. She was like, yo, why did you just tell him we wanted this, we wanted that, we wanted this? She's like, well, the main goal is to dance. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The main goal is to teach the kids how to dance. And if we would have probably made our needs or our desires or our wants too strict, we probably would not be able to do it still. So that's why I'm like, whatever this person wants to do, as long as he can get us to our goal to teach the kids how to dance, you know? Exactly. And it worked out beautifully. You know,
that's usually how I move through life too, because I'm not a picky person, like especially when it comes to eating, since my sinuses are so bad, I don't really get to like taste and smell that well. But like, yo, I'll try anything as long as it doesn't make me throw up, and I can't find that out unless I try it. So let me see what's out there. Or, you know, in terms of just like different ways of doing the same thing. Like if, let's say I'm at a job and I've been doing it X amount years and I've been doing it this way, and this new person comes in and you know, I see them doing it a different way. I'm not gonna go over and like, hey, you should be doing it this way. I'm gonna be like, okay, I never thought about it that way. Exactly. You cut down time like 10 minutes. And it's just like, okay, well, I wouldn't have learned that if I didn't like stop to absorb what's going on and see what happens.
Instead of being mad and coming down his head wrong. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
See all options. Like I said, one of my things is the closer, I always chase for truth. The closer I'm going to get to truth is to absorb as many perspectives on the same thing as possible.
Exactly.
That's the only way I can really confirm.
Amen. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I love about being open-minded, bro. I feel it brings truth, you know, because it makes you see things in so many different lights, you know what I'm saying? Like, who said it the best? Somebody said it. I don't know who said it. I can't quote it. Adam said it though at his thing, but he's like, when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, he was like, yes, it happened one time, but there are 70 million different perspectives on it.
Yes, that was crazy. Yeah, that was a crazy thought, for real.
Like, and I'm like, damn, that is deep. You know what I'm saying? And you never know. You can hear all the perspectives from it and still not know the truth as you hear from the people's mouth. But you know, it's the idea of just being open-minded. It's like, because I feel what makes it the whole action a metaphor in life is when you ask everybody how they feel about it. Oh, I think he did the right thing. I think he did the wrong thing. I think she crazy. You know, and it's like, and it's kind of like, that lets you know how you think about stuff in life. You know, it lets you know, what you trust and what you don't trust, what you believe, what you don't believe, stuff like that. You know, I feel it gives you a lot of answers.
And it gives you so much more information to make your own judgment if you're not that confident in it.
And you learn so much about the person that's giving their perspective too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because like, damn, I know you think this way. Or I know you talk that way. Or, you know, I didn't know you could be like this. I didn't know you was this deep. You know, so.
And something like to extend that a little bit further, it also just kind of, you also have to just remember that, like, what's in your control and what's outside of your control.
Amen.
Because, it's, honestly, I don't give a fuck. Because it's not me. It's not my family. It's not my life about what's happened up there, but it's also interesting to hear what everybody else has to say. Like, if I'm in the mood to listen to it, I'll listen to it. But otherwise,
if I'm not in the mood, I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it because this doesn't affect me in any way. Right now, I'm focused on this. At this moment in time, I'm focused on this. So I don't care to really talk about it because, again, it's not my life. But I'll listen to what you have to say and hear what you took from it, because then whenever I look into it, now I have more pieces of information, I have more perspectives on the situation.
Exactly.
Make my own accurate assessment.
Exactly, bro. And I love that on that right there, you know. That's what being open-minded brings to you, know. It helps you make your own accurate assessment and helps you make the decision that's right for you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, I can be open-minded, I can hear your advice, and it'd be like, I don't want to do everything you said, but that one piece you said right there, I'm going to take that part and use it for myself. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you would have locked out because this dude started giving you advice, like, I don't want to hear it, you would have missed out that chunk. You know what I'm saying? That little seed right there. So, yeah, man, I love it, bro. I love it. And then, so one of my last questions is there a, you know, maybe an example of what being open-minded, or one experience you'd like to share? I know we shared a lot of experiences during this time, but maybe there's one more you would like to share about, you know, a good positive thing that came out from being open-minded. You know, maybe something that you thought wasn't big, but it turned out to be big. You're like, that worked out.
Honestly, I guess we can go like long term for the last 3 years, I guess. With like my music. There's so many different ways to make music, and learning all of these different perspectives on different programs with the same program and things like that. From working with Triv, I picked up some skills from him. Just working on stuff myself, and then also talking to people that don't even really make music, but getting ideas from them. And then recently with meeting a guy at this party, he rapped, and then we actually sat in the car and listened to some beats and I heard him freestyle. Okay, I was open-minded enough to hear him and whatever his vibe may be, and then he invited me to a studio, so he's open-minded about my vibe and bringing me along to where I met an engineer. I was open-minded to see how he does stuff and, you know, why he does things, and learning from him. So then being open-minded with kind of working with him and hanging out with them, I have an opportunity to possibly work in a studio, starting off as an intern. You know, it just so many different paths and skills and experiences of being open-minded to all of them, and most of them, and learning from them for that matter, brought me to where I am today. So it is just wild to me, just giving things chances and seeing what happens from them. Because I mean, if it seems right for the short term and the long term on meditating on it, then I'll give it a try. It's always a chance. You got to take the chance.
Bro. I love it, man. I love it. You got to take the chance. And, you know, So for my story, I'm actually I have a lot of them. I had one funny one I could have thought of, but I think this one's actually a good one. So when I was looking for this apartment, actually, originally my bro got me hooked up with the realtor, paid the little $25 fee because he gave us a family discount, and I was looking at apartments, and it was like wild because every apartment I looked at, literally the day I go look at it, by that afternoon somebody took it off the market.
Wow.
Every time, you know what I'm saying? And then it was like the ones that I did look at, some of them I didn't really like, so I was like, yeah, nah. But this apartment, right? This apartment was on. When I first started looking, it was on there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was on there, priced out. Price didn't change at all. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's been here. So I skipped over it though multiple times, thousands of times, because I didn't like the size of it or something about the square foot. I was like, this is gonna be too small for me. I want something big.
Yeah.
I want a 2-bedroom with a garage with a bathroom. Whoop.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I want a 1-bedroom, but I want a master bath with a bath door connected. Okay, I just want something where I can, and it's like I kept lowering my things, but then it was kind of like, at some point I was like, man, let me actually stop and sit down and be like, you know what, let me not try to get what I want, and let me just get something I need,
Yeah.
And it was like, man, taking the location of this was cool, woo. And then once I started the process, it was kind of crazy. It's kind of like the universe made it for me. It's like, I've been right here for this whole time. I was waiting for you to open your mind up a little bit and step outside of what you felt you needed, you had to have, what you truly wanted, and go after what you really just needed at the time. And since then, it's been love, you know what I'm saying? You just love the vibe in this place.
I love coming here.
You love here, right? You know what I'm saying? I love my house. Like, I don't want to give it up, So it's like, I'm an upgrade, but the idea that my mind was so closed because I wanted this feature, I wanted that feature, I wanted to be on a certain part of town, I wanted to be in this location, I wanted these many bedrooms, I wanted this type of bathroom, and then I kept looking over something that I could have had probably a long time ago, earlier. You know what I'm saying? When money was better, stuff like that.
Shoot, luckily the price didn't change either.
Luckily it will stay on the market for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you know it was made for me. But the number from the door too, 204. 2 times 4 is 8.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all, that's too deep for y'all. But so yeah, that's being open-minded. Another small example. My old boss, I have to say, Miss Elaine, she was an older white lady, I'm a young black male, I'm 21, 23, working the casino. I'm listening to hip-hop every day, I'm sagging, whatever the hell's going on, you know what I'm saying? Hip-hop, I'm a young black male, older white lady, country white lady, every time you look over there, she ain't got no teeth in her mouth because she chewing and stuff. So then one day we was just talking, and we was talking about barbecuing. I was like, oh yeah, we having a barbecue for this 4th of July. And I was like, yeah, I just want to barbecue some corn. And then she's like, oh, how do you do it? And I was like, oh, I just do it this way, blah, blah. She's like, oh, no, but honey, you got to do it like this. You got to put the corn in some ice water, let it sit in the ice water, only peel back 1 layer of husk, and then put it on the grill, and then do this, that. Man, bro, my fried corn is so bomb now.
Really?
Because of her. From her advice, bro.
Yeah.
Like, she gave me the best advice on fried corn. And I watched YouTube. I watched Gordon Ramsay shit. I watched all that shit.
Right.
And her fried corn was just so bomb. And I never fried corn, barbecue corn. But you feel what I'm saying? Grilled corn. But, me being open-minded, listen to her advice, I could have been like, you don't know how to cook no corn. You know what I'm saying? Your food, has no seasoning. I could have been talking trash. But it was like, nah, let's see what she got.
Yeah. And high key, it's the thing that really scopes, kind of filters out the people that I should be hanging around with is
their ability to be open-minded.
Yes, but this is what tells their ability, or this is one of the facets that you can tell their open-mindedness is people like super successful people, people that have a lot of credibility and stuff like that. How much praise and how do I say, overwhelming loyalty they are to them just because they may have this credibility or something like that. That you're not open to the other ways to do the same thing. That's just not out there. Just because it's popular on social media or the TV or the news or whatever it is doesn't mean that's necessarily the best way and the only way to do it now. Like, there's so many different ways. Like, yeah, like you just said, what made me think of this was, yeah, you watch cooking shows and you learn from mom and dad probably, or grandma a little bit, but you could have, and grandma's a pretty credible person when it comes to her cooking.
Yeah.
But you were still open-minded enough to listen from somebody that you're not even that close in ties with and sure of in general, and still took something from it.
Right.
It's like, okay, if they're just so stuck on praising what's popular or in the wave now, then I can't really connect with them that well. I'm not saying that I won't and I won't try, but like it's difficult because like I can't get you to think outside the box a little bit, think outside your box, or I can't have a conversation where both of our boxes are open.
I can't stretch you.
Yeah, I can't not even that.
Not stretch us. You, stretch us. Yeah, we can't stretch together.
Yeah, we can't stretch together because I understand. I'm not knocking your credibility. I'm not knocking that person's credibility or anything, but I also know that's not the only way to do things, and you can try different ways, and even when there's almost no other way to do it, there's still some other way to do it.
Exactly.
You just have to be open to it.
Right. No.
So, yeah.
That's real, bro. And to cap on that, I feel one of the biggest open mindsets that just blows my mind are the picky eaters.
Yes.
The people that won't try something new because they never had it before.
And it irritates me more is when they say it's nasty and you've never tried it. A lick of it.
You never tried. All you seen is a picture of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or I described it to you and you say it's nasty. Oh, that sounds gross. What?
Yeah.
No, I'm describing it terribly because I'm trying to describe a feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't do that.
You
know what I'm saying? So it's like...
I think of caviar. Like, it's fish egg. It seems like weird, especially watching Finding Nemo and seeing all them eggs and stuff. It's like, why would I want to eat that? But it's actually not bad.
Man, I eat chitlins sometimes.
That too.
Pig intestines.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Raccoon. Freaking alligator. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've eaten so many things, but it's like... Let me say pig intestines to somebody or show them a picture of raccoon. They lose their mind. Oh, you eat that? I'm like, it's actually pretty damn bomb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You might get a little bullet, but shit, that's because the pellet, they had to kill the motherfucker somehow. You know what I'm saying? But shit, stay open-minded and try it. And you know what? At the end of the day, my mindset is always try it one time, and if you don't like it, then don't go back to it.
At least have an assessment.
Have an assessment. At least have your own experience of it. Because if you don't truly experience it, you can't truly get there. You know.
And it's like, again, it still is being open-minded to their decision that they may not want to, but I'm not going to allow you trash or disrespect the idea of it if you aren't willing to try it. We can come to an agreement to disagree.
Right.
But what your attitude towards it is what gets me. What
gets you, exactly. And that's with me. It shows a lot. Your willingness not to try or not to change or to even just change, like you said, just the idea that you don't want to evolve yourself, even just a little bit, even just a tad bit. Take something off your list. That does gets me. That does, because I ain't gonna lie, it's been times where people want me to explain something that they don't want to experience, and it's like, well, why am I explaining it then?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the only person in my office that eats sushi. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only person on my team eats sushi. Nobody wants to eat raw fish. They think it's so nasty and so stuff. And I'm trying to explain sushi, and after a while, it's kind of like, you know what? I have to just stop because I can't explain the crunchiness and the taste and the feeling that you get. Everything, you know what I'm saying? It's too much to try to explain, and it's like, why am I explaining if you keep denying it anyway? Well, it still sound nasty. Well, stop asking me about it then. You know what I'm saying? Stop. Don't care then. Don't care. Just don't care. Because I'm burning myself out trying to explain this shit to you. Because I love the experience, and I want you to experience it too, but you're afraid, so fuck it. Yeah, man. So, last but not least, bro, you already know, Just Keep Swimming podcast. Where you still swimming to with your open-mindedness?
Honestly, the other half of it, learning to be comfortable with limiting what I'm open to. Because I've been pretty open for everything, but that also got me into some situations that either could have really fucked with my mental, spiritual, and emotional. Right. So now it's just learning to know what filters to put up, which I'm doing pretty well at, but feeling comfortable with that because I've been so used to just being so open that it's just not healthy for me.
Right.
So I'm trying to be comfortable with being healthy of what I'm letting in and what I'm not letting in.
Right.
Yeah.
Understandable. I love it. My end would be trying to be comfortable with accepting the open-mindedness, listening to the open-mindedness, but still trusting myself to make the right decision.
Yeah.
As you know, I've been going through the Great Reset. You know what I'm saying? And you get advice here and there, and it's like I hear what you're saying, but I gotta do what's best for me still. Yeah. I still need to follow my gut because my gut's telling me this. I hear you, I heard you, I feel you, but I still gotta do what I feel is best for me in this moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do what I need to do, what I want to do, whatever it is that I need to do for myself.
And that's like that comfortability in terms of what filters and boundaries you put up for that.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? The idea that I trust my boundaries enough that I'm not going to hurt myself because I didn't follow this person's open-minded advice or whatever it is.
Right.
So that's one thing I'm still swimming to. Mm-hmm. And so as we were talking, I actually put up a quote just now that I kind of think wraps up everything pretty good. This right here is from Baron Brown, infamous 2014. Being open-minded, it doesn't mean just believing everything because you like it to be true. Being truly open-minded is about to be prepared to change your beliefs based on evidence or lack of evidence.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yes. So it doesn't mean you have to accept everything to be true just because you want it to be true. It's being prepared to change your beliefs based off evidence or the lack of it.
And that's just a life principle in general because you can't stop change.
Yes.
Yeah, you see, if you're going to stop change, then it's going to have an adverse effect on you, and I mean you're dying.
Yes.
Like in order for a plant to grow, you got to plant the seed. It needs to break out the seed to change.
It has to
grow out, change, make buds, change, create fruit, change, and do it all over again.
And you know what? While I was doing that, the roots are still going underground, dodging rocks, finding a different path to go down and get some more water because sometimes there's a boulder right there blocking it, and you can't go out no more. Now you have to go down. Or sometimes you may have to go up above it.
That too.
Or whatever it is, break through the gate. So it's like, yeah, man, you have to be willing to change.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Willing to change based off what you learn, you know? And I think that right there goes into ignorance, low-key. The idea that, yes, you didn't know before, so it's okay. But once you learn it now you got to either change something or continue to live in ignorance.
Yeah.
And you can't continue to live in ignorance once you learn something new. So,
it's literally eating the forbidden fruit.
Yeah, exactly. And you just keeping yourself in this box now. You got to step out.
Yeah.
So everybody out there listening today, I hope you guys enjoy the episode. I just want to challenge everybody to open your minds up a little more. Listen to that person that you maybe thought was always blowing gas or blowing air, or you think just rambles. They may be having something that you can possibly use. You know what I'm saying? Something that could possibly help you out in life. Something that you possibly need to hear. You know what I'm saying? But like we said, control it. You control your filter. Let what you want to come in, and what you don't want, let it bounce right back out. Right. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to believe everything you hear. You don't have to believe everything you see. But it's a good idea to be open-minded because you never know what you might miss. Yeah. So I love it, man. I love it, bro. Anything you want to add on that, bro?
No, that's good for me, bro. And that quote handled it perfectly, so that's all I have to say.
I feel you, man. Yeah, I feel, that was a great episode. I appreciate you for sponsoring it. You know what I'm saying? You always do the best when you do it. Make sure to check out 1-3 out on SoundCloud. NXIII.
You forget the
third I. Damn, yeah. NXIII. So on SoundCloud, or check them out on IG or on Facebook too.
Yes.
Yep. Facebook as well.
If you go to IG or any of them for that matter, you can find the link to everything else.
Right. Got you. So yeah, make sure to check out Mr. 1-3. Check out the new beats. Since collaborations are always welcome because he's blowing up and you don't want to miss out on it. Get in now. Get in while you can. So everybody out there listening today, hope you guys learned something today. Hope you guys take the challenge and open your minds up a little more. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you already know you can hit us up on Facebook, on IG, TikTok, Twitter. or you can send an email to jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And I hope you guys have a marvelous day, a miraculous afternoon, a blissful evening, and remember, just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
It makes me want to sing.
Stupid.
Sensu beans, I love those. I love those sensu beans.
I heard that somewhere. Like.